Okay. So now we actually have two options as to what to do. And it looks like we might need some supplies so we can get flashbangs.
Avenger plotting new course.
A flashbang would have been really useful during that last mission.
Much of my own research based upon this simple design. If only I had known. Ah, Commander, excellent timing. There's been some progress. I've managed to break down several key components of the chip implanted into your skull. My analysis reveals that its primary function was that of a conduit, passing a vast amount of data directly to your cerebral cortex. With the primary connection severed, much of that data is lost. Several fragments do remain, however. Ghosts, if you will. Observe. Tactical combat simulations. War games. The sheer volume of encounters you were processing was astounding. It is truly remarkable that you survived as long as you did. Though this may seem disconcerting, there is still some good news. This chip bears a striking resemblance to a medical implant I briefly assisted in developing at the gene therapy clinic in New Providence. My understanding was that the implants were intended for high-ranking Advent officers only, captains or above. Retrieving a chip from such an officer would be the only way to know for certain. A greater understanding of these implants would undoubtedly benefit us all, Commander.
New objective added.
The Advent officers have clearly been modified to allow for their subordinates to receive new orders psionically. The implanted chip is the key.
Yeah, so now we can start unlocking access to new areas. We've got the infirmary, which on Legend is actually more useful than other difficulties because it takes so long for soldiers to heal. So I don't know, I haven't decided when I'm going to build that. The ones with stars mean that they're critical for winning the game. You got to do these. So this one or this one. We're going to need this one to get more supplies and more contacts. So we're going to do this one first.
I'll see that work begins immediately, Commander. I'll contact you when I have a full report available.
Okay.
Strategic resource located.
That's just enough to buy a flashbang, and now we're going to get our first scientist, which is more important than the rookies right now.
Avenger plotting new course.
Now we got a scientist.
Thank you for sending additional support staff to assist me, Commander. I will make sure they are put to good use.
Okay. And a soldier means that they're not going to be a rookie, it'll just be one guy, but that can make a whole lot of difference compared to having a bunch of rookies, because I already have rookies, so we'll get that.
Avenger plotting new course.
You are too trusting, John. The skirmishers are Advent. Advent is the enemy. The enemy is food.
Try not to bring that up when we meet, Volk.
You take their side after all we've seen these years.
Look, I'm not exactly having drinks with them, but they did hold up their end of the bargain. What about you?
Wait and see. Volk out.
Actually think they might show up. Commander, That was Konstantin Volokov, Volk to his friends. He and his Reapers are a big part of the reason why you're standing here today. Volk may be a little rough around the edges, but he's the real deal. Heads one of 3 resistance groups operating independently from us that we consider a legitimate threat to Advent. Together, they'd make one hell of a fighting force. Too bad they hate each other. Still, we've made some unlikely progress. Volk's Reapers may have found you, but they weren't acting alone. They were tipped off by a group of Advent defectors known as the Skirmishers. No one's big on working with these guys, knowing where they came from. But you wouldn't be here without their help. Both the Reapers and the Skirmishers have agreed to suspend hostilities provided you serve as the go-between. Trust doesn't come easy between these two, so we're heading for a nice, quiet spot on neutral ground. Even so, let's not take any chances. Intel on this area is weak, and we're picking up strange chatter on comms. Not to mention we're ending a decade-long blood feud today. I'd advise our soldiers to be fully prepared before we deploy on this one, Commander. Good luck.
I hate to ask, but it looks like I don't have much choice. Think you could help us out?
Not sure how long our contacts are going to wait for us, Commander, so I'd recommend we proceed as soon as possible. All available soldiers are standing by to deploy.
Okay, so you'll notice in the clip that they actually had the meeting point in northern South America. But here it looks like there's Madagascar, so it looks like it's actually in South Africa. And he said, make sure your soldiers are ready for this one, but then he doesn't really give you a choice as to when to start. So you gotta start now. So this is the main story mission. So you get another scientist in 9 to 5 intel with this mission. That's a really good reward. So we're gonna launch this mission.
Setting course for the South African sector.
Each faction has agreed to allow a 2-person squad to escort them to the rendezvous point. Hopefully that should be enough to keep them from killing each other. We've got a temporary ceasefire in place for the duration of the meet, but still, that doesn't mean we shouldn't be ready for anything.
Yeah, so, well, only one more day. But you see, if you bring a tired soldier along, they'll automatically get some kind of negative trait when you, usually, when you come back. Plus he's a grenadier, which is not good versus the Lost. So, I don't know. I might just go with all rookies on this one. It's a tough call. So, am I going to build that flashbang? Well, the thing is, it's not really very good against these kind of enemies, so I'm actually not going to build it. Let's see what I can build. I can build a smoke grenade. I just think I'm going to rough it and go with without anything. Actually, it's the first squad that has the easy mission. It's the next one that's actually hard. So we're gonna give the assault rifle to the next squad, to Michael Hill here, and we're not gonna build a flashbang right now. Okay.
Sky Ranger deployed.
Menace, ready to deploy.
The Reapers and Skirmishers have been at each other's throats for years, so we're keeping the exact meeting point strictly need to know. You'll split into 2 squads, rendezvous with each faction, and bring their envoy directly to the location of the meet. Officially, this city no longer exists, so we don't expect a lot in the way of Advent resistance. Still, keep your eyes peeled. It's been about 20 years since we last stepped foot in this place.
If you are hungry, there's more where that came from. Impressive reflexes, but unnecessary.
Stand down. We're all friends here.
You are safe here. More so than you imagine. We shall see if the same holds true for these skirmishers of yours. Your presence already disturbs them. We must move quickly. My people will take care of this camp. Come.
What are they eating over there?
Uploading the coordinates to the rendezvous point now. We've plotted the most direct route there. We don't know much about the skirmisher contact you'll be meeting other than his name. Mox.
Mox. Praetal Mox. His death squads wiped out entire camps of my people in the first years of the war. You would dare do this?
Pretty sure hands are bloody on both sides of this fight. That's the whole point of this intervention.
Reapers are born in the shadows, in the cold, harsh world that was waiting for us out there. We rely on stealth and long-range attacks. And our marksmen are unmatched by even the best XCOM has to offer.